Hey everybody, it is Thursday. So that means I am live for my lunch and learn. I am really excited to just keep doing these. It's kind of been a fun, little thing to get ready for every Thursday. So if there's ever a topic that you want to learn about, make sure to write it in the comment section below or send me a message in any kind of way. You know, I am on Facebook, Instagram, my website, emails, you name it. Or if you know me, you can text me. So, today I wanted to talk about budgeting in proteins into your daily life, but also into your wallet. So, we're going to go over a couple of different things, and I'm going to give you lots of options to feel like you can customize this in a way that works for you. So just if you're new here, welcome, or if you're not, welcome back to the Kitchen Invitation. These are my savory 10 to 15-minute lunch and learn videos. You can find the other ones that I've done in the past on my YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe because I do upload at least one new video a week. Try to make it a cooking tutorial, just kind of depends on what ends up happening. But throughout the whole month of July, I've been focusing on budgeting. And so that's why I'm going to do that today with the proteins that I'm going to show you and the way I'm going to talk about them. That way, we can kind of talk about budgeting in two different ways, right? So, like I said, welcome or welcome back. And let's get right into it. So, protein. Protein is one of the macronutrients. It is probably one of the most glorified nutrients. I feel like a lot of people love protein, talk about protein, emphasize protein. And honestly, it just gets kind of obnoxious, right? Like it just gets like everybody talks about protein and like poor carbs and poor fat, like those are just as important. But it is important to find the right balance of protein, carbs, and fat that works for you, which is why I don't recommend following like a cookie cutter diet laid out for you by some diet company because often they don't know your body, they don't know what feels right for you, and they also prescribe plans for you to follow like the same type of thing every single day. And your protein needs ebb and flow, and the more in touch you can get with your body and your needs of different foods, the more confident you're going to just feel in your different intake of all the food groups. We can put a lot of pressure on ourselves to, have exactly this many ounces a day or exactly this or exactly that. But that is so stressful and usually not sustainable. So then we fall off that wagon and feel terrible, feel guilty, feel like we're a failure. And that's just not true. We're just not going about it in the way that is actually sustainable and fun and enjoyable. So just know as far as like how much protein do I need? Yes, you could work with somebody if you really want to know like specific numbers. I understand there are some people in that category. That's totally fine. I respect you. But that's just not the case, like I said, for everybody. So I do recommend a protein at a meal. And that kind of varies, right? Because some people eat 3 meals a day, some people eat two. I do recommend eating at least every 5 hours, no longer than 5 hours. So whether that's 3 meals, whether it's like 6 small meals throughout the day, emphasize that some of those meals have a protein source. That could be meat or plant. There's lots of options. And the ones I'm going to go over today are all more geared towards being budget friendly. So, every snack that you eat, does it have to have a protein? No, that's okay. I think most people meet their protein needs, not everybody. But when you do meet those needs and then you're just going above and beyond all the time, it's like, well, what is the point of that? Like, there's other foods you could be lacking in or missing out on. Sometimes when people emphasize like only protein, they become really low in things like fiber or different vitamins and minerals, and that's not balanced either. So, like I said, it's a matter of kind of finding a balanced approach for you and what feels best for your body and getting back in touch with that. So, does every single snack have to have a protein with it? Absolutely not. Again, there is a natural ebb and flow. I had a recent conversation with a client of mine, and we talked about she felt like, wow, I feel like I'm eating way more veggies than like my normal. Is that fine? I said, sure. Yeah. How are you feeling? Like, what's going on? What's working well for you? We went over it. 2 weeks later, it was like way more protein than anything else. Another couple weeks later, way more carb than anything else. And when you look at like a couple month picture of someone's nutritional intake, I see balance. I don't see someone trying to regimentally like follow something to hit a specific thing every single day. I get it. Some people love that. That's fine. That's just not what I do. So it is about finding what feels best for your body and learning to trust that naturally you're going to ebb and flow in your intake of different nutrients. And it's what matters is over time. That is what counts. The 1 day things or like the 1 week off game or oh my gosh, I had pasta for dinner every night this week. That's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people online will tell you that there is. So try to make sure you're coming to a trusted source like me. Okay, so let's go over a couple budget friendly proteins as we round out this savory 10 to 15-minute lunch and learn. One of my favorites that I keep on hand all the time are canned beans. So these are great northern beans. I love all beans. So like I just grabbed these ones from my cupboard, but we've got black beans, chickpeas, pinto beans, black eyed peas, lima beans, edamame bean, like soybeans. There's so many options. Dry, you actually can like spend even less if you buy like a big bag of dried beans. Very easy to cook. Just look up like slow cooker dried beans and you're going to be so thankful. And you can freeze beans once they're cooked. So you can make a big batch and freeze them in quantities that work for you. Beans, though, one, provide a ton of fiber and protein. So I know people are like, well, is it a protein or is it a fiber? Is it carb? What is it? I still say this is a plant-based source of protein, but hey, a big bonus is that you get um fiber as well. So yeah, couple ways you could use canned beans. You could drain and rinse them, and you could roast them in or saute them into your next stir fry. Why not? You could add them to like a rice casserole dish. Like I'm thinking of like a what is that dish? It's like chicken, broccoli, rice, and cheese. Throw a can of beans in. Why not? Right? Cost effective, easy way to bump up your protein and fiber. Um, I have tried a couple times to make my own black bean patties. They've been okay. I have some work to do on my recipe that I'm developing, but what you can do is also like take the meat that you're going to make for burger and put like instead of using all meat, you could add some beans to it to either stretch it out or to use less meat so that you can save on the cost of meat because again, let's be honest, in general, meat is one of the higher priced things at the grocery store and right now it is like way higher. So, on that note, we're going to go to an animal protein. Canned salmon, tuna, any kind of seafood in a can. A great way, again, to get some quality fats and also, again, protein. So, what's kind of cool about this, even though I know people are a little freaked out by this, is you will see like little bones and typically they just disintegrate like you will not notice them. I have made this canned salmon into which is I believe this is from Aldi. But I've made this into salmon patties. I've made it into like a noodle casserole, like meatballs, fish balls. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. But canned salmon, great to keep on hand, easy in a pinch, and such a great high quality source of protein. And then actually calcium. If you're getting those bones in there, you're getting the calcium from that fish. So pretty cool. It's a high source or close to a high source of calcium per serving. It's 15%. So that means it's close to that high number of 20%. That's a side note for another day. Another canned meat option, canned chicken. Again, I understand people are like, but I don't like the texture. I don't like this, that, the other thing. That's fine. They might just need to find a new recipe in order to enjoy it. But we always keep like two or three of these on hand, which usually these are under $1 per can or like maybe a little bit more. But that's pretty good for some chicken. And actually, tonight I'm going to be mixing this with some canned pumpkin, some bell pepper, I think a zucchini from the garden. And we're just going to mix that all together with feta and salsa and stuff it into tortillas, put some cheese on top. Enchiladas. There we go. So I always keep this on hand because that's one of my favorite go-to meals. Um, I also love using this on pizza and adding like a hot sauce to it. So, or like a barbecue sauce to make like a barbecue pizza. So that's another two different ways you could use the canned chicken. All right. Another favorite of mine are lentils. Any color, doesn't matter, you pick. There's a couple different colors out there. Lentils, again, are pretty cost effective. And whether you are cooking and then adding them to like a breakfast skillet, or maybe you're throwing some into, again, burger patties, or you're making this into sloppy joes, that's one of my favorite ways to use them. I just made this week a recipe on a website called Budget Bites. It's her recipe, not mine. It was like a creamy spinach curry lentil dish. So yummy. I'm gonna go eat my leftovers after this lunch and learn. So lots of different ways to use them. Lots of different like recipes out there. And sometimes you can just cook them and like sprinkle them onto things, like I said, like a breakfast skillet or a stir fry, something like that. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this one too, because you may not be thinking of like certain carbs, right, when it comes to protein. And do you have to get carbs? I'm going to talk about like pasta, gnocchi, um, rice. Like, do you have to get the ones that have added protein or are made from a product that boosts up your protein? No, you do not have to do that. Pending, your own needs and what works for you. This again is general advice, right? So, um, I wanted to try these because gnocchi is typically made with potato, and so I was like, you know what, I want to try these. This one's made with chickpea flour, whole wheat flour, so there's a lot of protein in it. There's a good amount of fiber in it, and what I like about that again is it's just something different. I don't have a rule on myself like I'm not allowed to have my white pasta. I have regular pasta shells upstairs. I'm gonna probably use this weekend as well. These are my favorite to saute with a little bit of butter, some different veggies, and like a turkey kielbasa. Or you can do that all in the oven, roast it with like sausage, ears of corn, green beans, and gnocchi. Like so yummy. You can do it with a marinara sauce. You can do these and then like dip them into a sauce. There's so many fun ways to do that. Oh, I should do that. I haven't done that in a long time where you cook them or you bake them or you saute them or boil them and you actually dip them into a sauce. I bet my son would love that. He's 2. So dipping is kind of like his thing right now. So gnocchi, another idea. And yes, you can do those more carbs or pastas or things like that that emphasize that they're made from something with more protein or they have added protein. If that's what you want to do, go for it. You don't have to do it that way. So I just picked this up at Aldi just this week. It is plant-based goodness, 60 seconds to heat taco filling. So let's just look at the back. So it's soybean, soy protein, veggies, um, flavor, a little bit of sugar. That's pretty typical. Except I say that, but it's like so far down on the ingredient list that there's 0 grams of like added sugar indicated, and that just means that there's such a small amount of added sugar that like it doesn't even qualify to be on the label. So again, I like keeping like heatable packable packaged foods like this on hand because I can totally like throw this in the microwave, make some tacos. This might make, I don't know, this feels like it could actually be enough for maybe me and my husband, or maybe me and my son, or maybe like 2 or 3 meals for my son, maybe 2 meals for me. It just kind of depends how it comes out when it's cooked. But what a fun way to try a different source of protein that is like quick, fast, and easy. I had it was like a butter, it was a vegetarian butter. I was gonna say butter chicken, but it was just butter vegetarian butter chickpeas. I don't know. That was really delicious, just like these. So these packets are often a little bit cheaper, and then a great thing to like bring to work or use at home, whatever way you want to do it. Keep these on hand every once in a while. And just one other one I think sometimes we forget about is just like a snacky protein. And it's like meat sticks, beef jerky. I love the turkey sticks from Aldi. Love putting those into my like adult Lunchables and stuff like that. But your dried meats are again another option. The Epic bars are out there. That's another way to get protein in. But I didn't name even all the ways. You've got Greek yogurt and plain whole milk Greek yogurt. 1, delicious. 2, versatile. You can flavor it. And 3, again, another really high source of protein that's more budget friendly. Plain is less expensive than flavored yogurt. So there's more sources out there. Missed on eggs. Didn't even talk about like just buying chicken or beef or pork, but there's so many different options. So I just hope today you take away one of these that you could incorporate into your meals next week or in the next couple months. Keep a running journal of foods you want to look into or work on or bring into your life. If you have questions, please add them in the comment section or reach out to me. If you want to have a specific topic for your next lunch and learn, also let me know that as well. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, a happy weekend, and I will see you next Thursday for the next lunch and learn. Thanks so much for coming. I'll see you in the kitchen, everybody. Happy cooking.